Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Hi everybody, how are you? So we're doing a pick-a-pile tonight because I've received a deck from Kristen. This is the Magick of You Oracle. So I wanted to say thank you to Kristen real quickly. And it came from the book depository and it came with a $100 wine voucher, which was very exciting. So thank you very much, Kristen. Alright, and I do want to mention something really quickly before I go into this, and this is perfect. It's funny, I mentioned last night in the collective reading I did how I'd been being pulled to do this, and it's should you give up on this or should you hang on, okay? So if you don't want to hear what I have to say, you can skip to your pile, but I just want to put this out there because I am dealing with something in my life right now where it's not fun. Okay, so if you are dealing with a situation where you are infatuated with a person that has never engaged with you, has never, said that they were interested back, has never met you in person, and even if they have met you in person, has never, tried to, express emotion your way, then you want to let that go, okay? Because it's really not fun to be on the receiving end of somebody who's just obsessed or thinks that you're their soulmate. And I do find that this happens. I've had people request readings in the past where they've never even spoken to a certain person. They just feel a connection with them. Or if they have spoken with them, it's never been reciprocated. But they just think, oh, maybe it's my twin flame. I feel like you're wasting a lot of time and energy in that if that's your situation. So the best thing to do is to let that go. If you have dealt with somebody in your past where there was a connection, where they said they were interested, they said that they liked you, that maybe they even said that they love you, okay? Or they've come into your life really hot, maybe you've probably slept with this person, and maybe they go out and they're just kind of hot and cold, that's more along the lines of this, okay? Figuring out, should you just let them go or should you hold on? But if they've never had a hot freaking second with you, they've never engaged with you, let them go, because that will open up space in your life for the right person to come. You don't want to be infatuated with somebody that is never even given you the time of day, because you're just wasting your time and it's not healthy, all right? And again, I just wanted to put that out there, and anybody out there who is listening, I am ready to file frickin' restraining orders, okay? So yeah, you can choose your pile. We have tektite, which is a starseed stone. This is like a meteorite. This is very, very high vibrational, very protective. We also have the starberry, lyran energy here. This is like a lyran starberry that they have mined somewhere specific. I don't know all the details of it, but it connects with the solar plexus and all of that. And then we have tourmaline, okay? And tourmaline is very protective, very grounded. This is great to have if you feel like you're under attack. So those are the three options that we have, and we're finding out, should you give up or should you wait? Are you fucking crazy, or does this person actually care, okay? So we're going to start off with pile 1 at 344, and we're starting with tektite. I had a drink tonight with dinner, but I am back to normal now. Well, I'm never normal, you guys know that. Alright, so we've got Epiphany, reveal your gifts. Epoch, pause in your journey. Effervescence, cultivate love. Doable, the key is within your grasp. Vertical, whatever you choose will be correct. Naz, feel loved and proud. Alright, so what I'm picking up here with these energies is that there may be a pause in your connection right now, okay? Just like with this here, the pause in your journey and the reveal your gifts. So I feel like whatever has been going on between the person that you're asking about and you, there may be just this time of pause or this time of silence because it's actually needed in order for the two of you to connect with like the awakening and the understanding that you're needing at this time to awaken those spiritual gifts that we usually acquire through a spiritual journey or through a divine counterpart journey. When you come into a connection with a higher level soulmate or twin flame or whatever you want to label it, usually it does something to you and it starts to bring these things about in the both of you. So there may be a pause between the two of you right now, but I feel like it's to help get things cultivated in your connection or get things cultivated in your own life. And then it's giving you time to cultivate self-love. Okay, so during this time that you're like changing and you're awakening and you're healing, you're learning how to love yourself so that you can love this person, and they're probably doing the same thing at this time. So it does feel like there's likely been a connection between the two of you in the past, and there just may be this time out, but at least during this time out, you're learning, you're healing, you're growing. Okay, we also have the key is within your grasp. Well, I do feel like, and because of this, like whatever you choose will be correct. I feel like you could go either way with this. So giving up, if you feel like you're, wanting to give up on it, you could. I don't think it would like be painful or hurtful to your life or to your situation. I feel like it may be difficult for you to just completely give up, but I feel like if you felt like you needed to cultivate that self-love and feel loved and proud, like if you don't feel like you're being treated properly by this person, it may be the best thing for you to do right now and just take a break. But I do feel like no matter what you decide to do, it's like things are good, okay? Like you're going to end up growing as a result of it. So what I am picking up for some of you is that it may just be that you need to step back for a little bit, focus on the healing, focusing on becoming a better version of yourself, feeling loved and proud by who you are. And then maybe later down the road, the two of you will be able to come back together. So it's not necessarily giving up entirely. It's just more so taking a break. And for those of you, I feel like for some of you, you may decide to take a little bit of a break and do this. And as a result of cultivating all that love and stepping into your power, you may end up deciding later down the road that you don't even want to go back to it. You may realize, wait a minute, what was I doing? Okay, so that's likely for those of you that are dealing with a soulmate or a karmic partner or whatever, or just something that I do feel like no matter what can be fixed. Like it is doable. There is a key here that the two of you can fix this. I just feel like for some of you, it may get to the point where it takes so long, or like it's just too, by the time it comes back around, some of you may feel like you no longer need it. Okay. And you could still probably very much have it. I just feel like some of you may get to the point where you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm okay now. But I do feel like you're basically on a break. You're not really, you're not somebody that's crazy, like feeling like there's a strong connection here. And I do feel like it could definitely come back around in the future. All right, let's see what else comes through here. So I've got the King of Pentacles, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Empress, the Lovers, the Stars, and the World. All right, so again, I do feel like, while you guys are away from each other, waiting and trying to make your decisions, I feel like you are healing, because Temperance is a card of healing. But this is also a card of patience, so it is tying into what I've been saying before. I feel like some of you, it's going to require a little bit of time for this healing to really do what it needs to do, for that part of your situation to really come to an end. So I feel like the two of you being like in a committed long-term loving relationship, that's just not happening at this time. But in the future, I feel like it could, but you need to come to the end of the part of the journey where you're just focusing on your healing and your love for yourself, healing codependency, healing anything that has been painful or harmful within your connection or within your life, okay? So, and again, it's about being the best version of yourself, so that and it's for both of you, you're both becoming the best versions of yourself, so that later on down the road, when you decide that you're in that energy. Like, it's not even a decision, it's just you'll be in that energy. I feel like once you're in that energy, you'll have a decision to make if you're wanting to come together in this union or if you're wanting to move on into another direction. Okay? But I do feel like, this is a part of the journey that may take some time for this all to come together. With this energy here with the Nine of Pentacles, again, I feel like this is what this is all about for the two of you right now. It's just you need to step into that single, confident, powerful energy on your own. And I do feel like as you do this, like the more you're focusing on yourself and like the less you're focusing on them, it may be helping for them to see you in a new light, to see you as like a wish fulfillment, or to see you as somebody that they could spend their future with. So again, it's like whatever is happening during the time of separation or during this time, it's actually very beneficial for the way that this person views you and for how you view yourself, and vice versa. I feel like, this is the same thing for the both of you. I feel like you guys just needed this time, okay? You just needed this time to become better and to really make a decision for yourself rather than basing, a decision off of somebody else. And with the Lovers here, again, I'm picking up, because we've got the Lovers and the Two of Cups. So I feel like for some of you within this pile, you are dealing with the Divine Counterpart. And for those of you dealing with the Divine Counterpart, I feel like later down the road, you'll be able to make the decision if you're wanting to come back together. And for those of you who are dealing with a soulmate, it may just be that you end up making a decision to leave this behind, and that it was something that was helping you to come into your full power, into that energy of, a star in your own right, of healing and growing and just learning how to love yourself in a way that isn't going to stay attached to something that's toxic or karmic in nature, because soulmates can have karmic energy. So some of you could be dealing with a karmic as well, but for the most of you, I feel like this is either a soulmate or a twin flame or divine counterpart, however you label it. But it's like, depending on what you're dealing with, really depends on where you're going. So for those of you that, you know in the core that this is something divine, I do feel like later down the road, or even maybe, you could have already been going through this. You could have already been separated for a long time working on this healing. If you know that you've come to the end of the journey of being codependent, if you've really stepped into this power of the pre-empress, you've been rising into your light, you've been doing your work, you've tapped on those gifts, you're feeling empowered. I feel like for those of you, this person may be coming back around to offer a King of Pentacles type of offer to this empress, or to take the pre-empress into the empress status. So it does feel like, the people in this pile, you're not crazy. You could definitely stay committed to this, stay working forward the future to come together with this person, okay? I just feel that for some of you, you may make the decision as a result of that healing and as a result of coming into your power and realizing that, it was just a lesson, or it was something that is propelling you into making a decision. So for some of you, you may end up coming into that power of that pre-empress energy, which is going to attract to you somebody who's ready and willing to give to you all that you've always wanted, and you just weren't ready for it in the past because maybe you were codependent, or maybe you were just too focused on a certain outcome with a certain person. But I do feel like all of the people in this pile, you're going to end up healing and coming into a very empowered, beautiful place. And a lot of you will probably have a decision to make, whether or not you're going to allow this person back in, or if you're going to go off and be by yourself, or if you're going to go off into a new connection. But basically, you don't have to give up. Like, if you don't want to give up on this, you don't have to give up on this. This is something I feel that could be very, very rewarding. I feel like you could have a very healthy connection with this person in the future. It just may take some time for it to come to fruition, depending on where you're at. But if you know that you've already done a lot of this work, and you've already, been seeing the signs from this person that they're stepping into their King of Pentacles role or their Empress role, then you may not have so long of a wait. But you also may be kind of dealing with that energy as to, do I even still want this, or is this something, that I was just supposed to learn a lesson from and then move on to? Because some people do get catalysted out of situations, especially those who are dealing with a soulmate or a karmic partner. A lot of times you can perceive it to be something divine, and then as you start to heal, you rise and you're like, wait a minute, that was not divine at all, that wasn't very healthy at all. You step into a healthier version of yourself and you recognize what you deserve, and then that makes you come into this time of making those decisions for yourself. So if you've been really like attached to this person, you may just want to step back and look at things from a different perspective to see if you've got any of that going on, if it's a codependent connection, or if it's just been because you were rejected, or if it's just been painful, or if this person has hurt you in any way, or again, if this person has just, shown you no signs that they're interested in you. Those would all be clear indications that it may be time for you to make a decision to let it go. But for the most part here, what I'm seeing is that this person and you can have a very healthy, long-standing, beautiful connection. I just feel that some of you may be making a decision to leave it behind due to the healing. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, because I do feel like there was a lot of healing that needed to occur here. But and again, it's like split for me. It's like some of you needed to heal so you could step out of this and come into this with somebody who's going to treat you in these ways. And for others of you, you just both needed time to heal so the two of you could come together in this. And I feel like you're going to know at your core. Because again, at the end of the day, we're the only ones that can really know, if this is something that's toxic and karmic, or if this is something that's divine and healing for us. And I don't feel like a whole lot of toxic karmic energy here. I just feel like this was something that was supposed to help you guys to both come into this energy of cultivating that love and opening up to the expansiveness and to healing. And there just needed to be that pause in order for the two of you to do this. And really, it's like no matter what you decide to do, it's going to be correct. So that's, for me, tells me that for majority of you, you're not dealing with something that's going to be harmful to you, or a person that's harmful to you. It's just that you may come into a point where you're like, I don't even know if I want this anymore. And I feel like that's going to be the result of the healing that you're gone through. You're going to be finally at a place where there is no codependency left. And you're going to be like, wait, I don't need this. And that may be the door. That may be the key. When you no longer need it, that may be when the door opens up, because that resistance is released. Okay, so just try to really focus, if you've been in that energy of really wanting this person to come back, or waiting for this person to come back, or kind of codependent upon this connection, try to keep that in mind, that as you let go of things like that, that's when you release the resistance, and that's when you get to make the decisions and put this part of the journey of paused, healing in the past, and come together with somebody that's ready to move forward with you. Okay, so hopefully that assists you guys. I am going to move on to pile number 2, 1737. And we're going to find out, what's going on with you and this connection. And again, these are for those of you who have dealt with somebody, all right, that has shown you interest. Maybe the two of you dated. They've at least talked to you. They've at least shown you some sort of interest. If they have never shown you any type of interest, it's probably best to just let them go. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've been dealing with it a lot over the past couple of weeks. I've had some people who just will not leave me alone, and I'm not interested at all. All right, so let's see. We have number 27, resilience, burn away the past. Panacea, there is a solution for every problem. Fergun, become a loving mirror. Avenue, make peace with your past. Alright, so we got make peace with your past, burn away the past. Yunya, everything in perfect balance. And then Lovaria, let love grow. Alright, so there, right off the get-go, or right off the bat here, I am feeling a lot of those twin flamey type of energies because of the mirror and the balance and things like that. I also feel like the two of you could have definitely shared a past life together, but you most likely have had a past with this person, and that should be the case for a majority of people who are watching a reading like this. If you've never interacted with somebody, you've never had a past with them, you should probably give up, because if there's been no past, there is no present, there's likely not going to be a future. But if you guys, I feel like this is speaking to, you've probably shared past lives together, but there's also things between the two of you within this lifetime that has impacted your connection in the past. So it's like the two of you need to make peace with that. The two of you need to be able to burn that stuff away. So if this person's hurt you or you hurt them, there could be resentment on both sides of this. There could be fear on both sides of this. Whatever you've done to them, whatever they've done to you, it's like we've got to make peace with that. We've got to let that go so that we can move into our next chapter. 27 for me adds up to 9, which is about endings and new beginnings, and 1 over here is that awakening. So it's like you guys need to awaken into this energy of realizing like it's time to let that old part of the story go so that the next part can begin, so the next chapter can come to fruition. And then here, where there's a solution for every problem, I feel like there has been a lot of problems that stem from the past. And these could also be problems from their past. They may have things they're holding on to that has nothing to do with you, okay? Maybe somebody else was harmful to them. Maybe they had a bad childhood. Maybe you had a bad childhood. Maybe you had people in your life that treated you really poorly, whether it was romantically or otherwise. But I definitely feel like there's problems here that stem from the past. And for some of you, a lot of you, I feel like it began in past lives as well. So it's like you guys are going through things in this lifetime that have already happened to you in other lifetimes. And those are things that need to be healed. Those are the things that there is a solution for them. But I feel like a lot of it is energetic, and a lot of it is also like figuring out on whose side this belongs to, most likely both of you, because you probably are a mirror to this person, and then looking at those things, forgiving whoever has hurt you, forgiving each other, and just releasing yourself from that energy. So you can, because it's like you guys are tied down, you're bogged down by this, and it's impacting this in a way that's keeping you from just rising up into, this energy that you would want to be in order for you guys to have this loving mirror. All right. So I do feel like for a lot of you guys probably dealing with a twin flame in this pile. And number 10 is about wholeness, completion, and oneness. So I feel like the two of you will come into that oneness or to that completion of the part of the journey where there has been those difficulties and those problems when you finally release whatever happened between the two of you before. When you let go of all of that and you become that loving mirror for this person, they're going to feel safe to be able to, let the love grow between the two of you. All right. So there's definitely this energy here where I feel like when you guys come into that perfect balance, this can come into a balance between you both, okay? So it definitely feels like there's no reason to let go. I feel like there may be you may want to just kind of like focus on your self-healing for now, like focus on figuring out the solutions to the problems that you're holding on to from whatever's happened in your life, in your past relationships, in your past lives, and let them do the same thing. And give them time, because not everybody's going to heal at the same rate. So you may have to have a little bit of patience or a little bit of understanding for this person. Let their love grow for themselves, and let them become a loving mirror for you. Because if they're not a loving mirror for you in this moment, I would not give up, but I would step back and let them do what they need to do, while you're also doing what you need to do, okay? But I do feel like once you guys come into that balance, and once you guys figure out what these things are, and you may already know what they are, so if you know what they are, there you go. You just start to look for those solutions to be like, okay, how can we heal from this? Maybe there's a conversation the two of you need to have, or maybe there's just like a honesty that you need to have with yourself. Maybe you need to change behaviors in some way so that the two of you can have this valuable new beginning, which I do feel you'll have, okay? So the Ace of Pentacles is about a new beginning in the physical world. It's a valuable new beginning. This masculine has his arms around her, protecting her, nurturing her. She feels safe in his embrace. And then over here, we see the Queen of Cups. she's embracing him, and I'm sure he feels safe there, but he feels loved and nurtured. So this is like what you two need to be. You need to be very loving and open and kind, and he needs to be like warm and protective for you. So it's like you need someone to protect you and love you, and he needs someone to nurture and love him. And I feel like in the past, those things, there may have been difficulties in the past with that for the both of you. You may have been able to do this for each other in some way, but I feel like somewhere along the line it may have fell apart, or it may have just never really got off the ground because of the relationships you were holding on to from others, or the relationships they were holding on to from others, whatever they went through as a child, whatever you went through as a child, and whatever, things you've already experienced in past lives. I feel like these are those elements in this pile that are causing stagnancy or causing there to be some sort of issue. But I definitely don't feel like, this is saying you need to give up on this. I feel like the two of you could definitely wait, not wait. I wouldn't wait. It's like, that sounds like the wrong thing for this. It feels like heal. You need to heal. You need to actively wait. You need to be actively healing in the time of waiting. But I definitely wouldn't think, look at this. You get the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. So this is emotional fulfillment. This is the happy ending. This is that fulfilled life that everybody, this is what people wish for. So whatever it has been that you've wished for your future, what does it look like? Maybe it's a house with, a couple of kids and a dog, or it's whatever. Everybody has their own dream life, but that's what this card represents. And this is emotional fulfillment. Okay, so I do feel like this person and you could have this with each other. And again, we're getting that 10, that wholeness, completion, oneness. So I do feel like once you guys do this work here, or become that mirror for each other, you will be able to come into this. You'll be able to come into that oneness and that wholeness, that completion of the journey, and be in that divine union where you're working together to provide each other, to nourish each other, to love each other. Okay, so I definitely feel like there will be a new beginning between the two of you, and I do feel like this person is very in love with you, and I feel like you're very much in love with them. I don't think that's the problem. I think what the problem is again, whatever is maybe happened between the two of you years and years ago, or whatever has happened in your lives years and years ago. And with all these 10s, 10 could be significant. There could have been like a 10-year age gap. There could have been 10 years that you guys have been separated from each other, or there could just be something to do with 10 that's significant for you guys. I'm also seeing a lot of 1s, so you guys could be seeing 1-1s, you could be seeing the 11-11s, and I feel like this is just like that awakening, that reminder, and that there will be a new beginning between the two of you, because this is something that was destined to come about. This is something that, this is your higher level commitment. This is like the swans, like these are the two that mate for life. It's just a matter of the two of you choosing to go towards the light, the two of you choosing to heal and face whatever darkness, whatever karma, whatever stuff that has been difficult within this. Once you guys face it, heal it, and release it, you guys will be able to come into your higher level commitment. But I definitely feel like there's going to be a transformation in this connection, and that the person you're dealing with is likely collecting the tools they need, and that you're getting all the tools that you require. And then right now is probably also this time of taking this higher level commitment to yourself during the time of waiting. But I do feel like while you're waiting, this is, because for me in the Three of Wands is usually about waiting for our ships to come in. But in this particular deck, you see the star here. This will represent our wish. The ships are obviously here, right? Like, I feel like the ship has come in, the person is back. So I do feel like in the end, the two of you can have this together. So I definitely say, wait, but I wouldn't say just sit around on your ass waiting. I say take that next level commitment to figuring out what you need to do here. And maybe there's apologies that need to be given on both sides, or maybe you need to apologize to them. Maybe they need to apologize to you, or maybe you just need to show them that you're not going to be who they've already dealt with, or they need to show you that they're not going to be who they already dealt with. And that could be in regards to past lovers, or that could be regards to how you guys were together in the past. Maybe in the past you didn't treat each other exactly the way that you would, hope to treat them now. Okay. So I definitely feel like this is something that can definitely heal, and is worth waiting for. So yeah, it's a good one. All right, we're going to move on to pile number 3. With the Tourmaline. And we're going to see, again, Is this something that you should like give up on or wait for? And again, I'm just saying this in the beginning of these, is that if you've never, interacted with this person, if this person has, never shown you any interest, you don't wait for that, okay? These are more for, twin flames aren't people that you've never spoke to and that you just kind of feel that way. Like, they have, usually there's a magnetic thing where it's like, even if they try to run from you, they come back. They tell you at some point that they like you, they act like they like you, and then they may go hot and cold. But it's usually not just like somebody being like very adamant that this is the person, even though they don't talk to me, or even though they don't want to talk to me, restraining orders and things like that. Like, that's not healthy. That's stuff you want to let go of. But, again, I'm just saying because I know how it feels. It's not fun. All right, so let's see if this is something you should wait for or give up on. So we've got flashover. It's all in your head. Solitude, alone but not lonely. Protection, set personal boundaries. Hex, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Liberation, free yourself. Detox, cleanse and restore yourself. Oh gosh. Let me just see what else is here. You got the Three of Swords, the Devil, the Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, the Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords, Six of Swords, and Seven of Swords. Jesus Christ. So, alright, I am picking up like two very different energies here. With this, it's all in your head. I feel like for some of you, this may be something that is in your head. It could be just like, you may have thought this was like something divine, but in reality, it may have been something very, very toxic, because this energy here is just not good. Okay, we got the Devil, we got the Three of Swords, we got the Knight of Wands, we got the Ten of Swords. I mean, these are all very bad energies. All right, this is somebody lying, stealing, cheating, manipulating. This is very painful ending. This is, can be seen as a player, particularly with the Three of Swords. This may be somebody that has had third-party situations, karmic situations with the Devil here. I feel like there's been a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of anxiety with this connection for some of you. And it's like with the Queen of Swords, I feel like this is, again, telling people that they need those boundaries. They need to protect themselves from this, because this is something that is going to really hurt them, all right? And it may be that with the Six of Swords, it's time to move away from this, to cleanse yourself, to restore yourself, all right? So I feel like that is one of the things here. For others of you with this, it's all in your head thing, I feel like because the Seven of Swords for me too can be self-sabotage. So for some of you, I feel like you guys just may be in a cycle of sabotaging yourselves, feeling like there's going to be a painful ending. Or this could be the person you're dealing with. They could be sabotaging themselves, feeling like, you know what, this is all in my head. Like, this is obviously not going to go anywhere good. This person is going to end up hurting me. There's going to be pain here. Okay, so that may be why they run from you, is the fact that they are just like self-sabotaging or feeling like inevitably things will go bad. And that could be due to stuff that they've dealt with, all right? Maybe they've had very shitty boundaries. Maybe you've had very shitty boundaries. Maybe they've been played. Maybe you've been played. So for some of you, you know, there could just be like something within the connection that has just, it's been like really in the head type of energy that's causing these issues. But, you know, to be honest, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's just that you may have really felt like this was something better than it was. And again, sometimes a karmic situation can mirror or feel like or look like a twin flame situation. When you're dealing with somebody who's just playing you or lying to you and like, you know, manipulating you or playing with other people's hearts at the same time, you know, some of that energy can look similar to what people claim to be as like a twin flame, because it's like, oh, they're in and out of your life. You know, they come in and out. But you know, usually with the twin flame, you're going to feel that they actually do care. You're going to know that they do have love for you. And you'll feel whether or not it's all in their head that's causing these issues, or if it's truly them that are being these issues. Okay, so you're going to know if this person is a good person at their core, or if there's somebody that is just a manipulator, somebody that's like narcissistic. Okay, because narcissists do feed off of empaths, because empaths are like, let me fix you, let me love you, let me heal you. And that causes a lot of pain for us, that causes a lot of issues for us, and we're like magnets for them. Okay, we attract them, because if we don't have these healthy boundaries put in place, people want to come in and suck up all our energy. They want to take advantage of this. And it's like, at some point we got to get honest with ourselves and say, oh, I've been dancing with the frickin' devil here, and all it's doing is causing me heartache and pain, and all the while this person seems to be enjoying themselves. I'm spending my time alone up at night, feeling bad and worried and depleted, and you may have no energy, you may be like depressed and just miserable, and this person could seem to be completely fine and still doing like what they do. Maybe they come, bouncing in once in a while to just have sex with you, and then they're gone again. Those are clear indications of, karmic energy. If they've never, like, at any point given you like a sign of love, or that feeling that there's some sort of deep connection, it may be time to move on. All right. And with this part here, the solitude, alone but not lonely, I feel like for some of you, because you've thought that this person was something divine, you may feel like you may feel guilty by like walking away from this. You may feel like you're not supposed to. Okay, you may take it really serious and be like, you know what, like, they've hurt me a lot, but this is what I'm supposed to go through, or this is the person I'm supposed to be with, and I'm supposed to love them unconditionally, and what that's doing to you is destroying you. Okay, it's causing a lot of issues for you, and that's why they're saying, like, you need to have these boundaries. You need to get into this Queen of Swords energy. And this will be a good way to figure out if it's karmic or not as well, because if you have these healthy boundaries in place, this person's going to give up. This person's not going to care. All right. So if you put these healthy boundaries in place, and this person is just somebody that's very toxic and a player, they're not going to try. You know what I mean? They're not going to bother. They're not going to take you on a date. They're not going to treat you with respect. They're going to let you go because there's other people out there that they can put their daggers into. So this is a great way to test out the waters, to figure out, is this somebody that's I'm dancing with the devil, or is this somebody that's just been, dealing with their own karmic stuff, dealing with their own issues within their mind, dealing with like their own loneliness and their fear, and needing to have better boundaries in their life. Okay, is this somebody that's escaping and running from, love, because they're just perceiving it to be something that's going to end up hurting them? Maybe they've had their heart broken in the past. Maybe you've broke their heart in the past. Maybe there's just been a lot of anxiety on this person's part when it comes to commitment. Okay, so again, at the end of the day, I tell everybody, you need to go within and trust yourself on these situations. But definitely with this type of energy, you really want to look at this and make sure that you're putting into place the right energy, because you don't want to waste all your time dealing with something like this. There could be, like, I feel like once you have this person will either step up and show you the truth, and then the two of you can move into these calmer waters, when they realize that they can't just come and go, and that they're going to lose you to somebody that's going to treat you the right way. They're either going to step into their power to give to you what you deserve, or they're not going to, and that's going to give you the ground space to bring in somebody that can help you to heal from this, or give you the power to help yourself heal from this, so then you can attract somebody in that isn't going to repeat another cycle, because you may have already been through this with others. Okay, you could have definitely had this happen more than once with this, like, you need personal boundaries, alone but not lonely. And it's like, I feel like this is also spirit saying that even when you're alone, there's no reason to be lonely, because you're always surrounded by the energies. You're there, and there's a reason for everything we go through. But it may be time to really get honest with yourself about this. And this too, it says, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. So this is exactly what I was just saying with that Queen of Swords energy. Don't continue to go after this person, and don't continue to allow this person to treat you in the way that they've been treating you, if they haven't been treating you with respect, or if they've only been coming and going, as a wanting to, play with you or dance with you, and then they run off and play with somebody else and hurt you time and time again. you need to stop, allowing that to happen and stop giving it excuses and see it for what it is and put this healthy boundary up. Because when you sit back and you're still with these healthy boundaries, this person's going to reveal themselves. They're either going to step up or they're going to step off. So you need to get healthy and you need to get honest and you need to do that so that you can see what this is. And then that's going to free yourself from the cycle. Okay, so this is, again, either going to free you from this karmic cycle repeating over and over and over between the two of you, because even in a twin flame or soulmate or divine counterpart connection, there are cycles that need to be released. So if you're constantly allowing this person to do the repetitive cycle thing where they come in and go out and there's no boundaries and you're not, stepping this up at all, it's not going to go anywhere. But I feel like you can free yourself from that cycle repeating over and over again by becoming that Queen of Swords, by having those healthy boundaries, then stepping into your 9 of Pentacles energy and attracting to you the 10, okay? And again, cleanse and restore yourself. A lot of you could just have a lot of toxic stuff around you. This person could also just be dealing, like, this could all be a result of them being stuck in like a addiction. This could be them just being stuck in a karmic cycle in their own life. And it's like, they may even be, some of them I am picking up may do this to like protect you. They feel like on some level like they're protecting you from them. But even in that, it's like they can't really truly stay away from you. So what ends up happening is they come in, then they get freaked out and they run away. And instead of protecting you from the pain, they actually cause more pain and more pain and more pain. So one of you needs to get strong enough to break out of this and say, listen, this needs to be cleansed. This needs to be healed. I'm not dealing with this pain anymore. If you're not able to treat me the way I deserve to be treated, and there isn't any honesty or truth being shared here, then it's time to move forward, okay? So I know that's not the best pile, but I definitely feel like this is something people need to know. You don't want to stay doing that. And again, this was perfectly said here. It's like, just be still and they'll reveal themselves, okay? Stop pursuing this person. Stop allowing this person to do what they've done before. And it's going to show you real quick whether or not they give a shit or if they're just going to continue to do what they've done, okay? But this is going to be on you to be responsible for that. Do not allow the cycle to continue, because it's just going to continue to hurt you. And once you break out of this, I feel like you'll end up, bringing in everything that you've wanted. You may be alone or separated from this person, but you're definitely not going to be lonely, because you're going to be filling back up with that power that you were giving to them. I feel like for some of you, this person was just feeding off of you. They may have come in, fed off of you, and then they were gone for like months at a time. They come back and they feed off of you, and then they're gone again. And it's like, you need to see beyond, okay? You need to get really honest and allow them to prove to you what this is, okay? All right, so I wish we had ended on a different pile there, because the others were more pleasant. But again, I do like to be honest with you, and I feel like these are things that are important. This isn't something, when you're dealing with people's lives and their emotions, it's important that we don't lie to them, and it's important that we're not fucking psycho and like just do things all willy-nilly. And the karma that we create off of doing stuff like that isn't good. So it's like, we just need to be honest and not try to force things on people, okay? So if you're dealing with a twin flame or soulmate or divine counterpart, you should never have to force it. There should be this magnetic thing that always, it's like, no matter how far they go, no matter how long they're gone, they always come back like a magnet. But they shouldn't be coming back like a magnet in that energy either, okay? And if they are, you need to test it out and see what the truth is of the matter. Is this just because we're stuck in a karmic cycle together and we both have healing to deal with? Or is this something that, I need to see the truth of and let go of completely? All right. So I hope that this assists you all. Thank you guys very much. Thank you again, Kristen, for this beautiful deck. And if you like, you can like, comment, and subscribe. If you need to know anything else, all the information is down below. I am booked up until middle of September. So, yeah. Thank you guys very, 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 very much. In Brunei. Namaste.